Hey, welcome to Web3 Weekly with your host, Blockstar Technology.
Let's go.
Cool. Yeah. So basically, and then now we are accepting digital signatures in documents, right?
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it might not be now, but soon we'll be start looking at really those content on the blockchain activity as legal.
I think so. It's going to become one of the main ways to verify identity. You're going to have a digital identity, and with everything, it's going to be like a digital signature, at your digital fingerprint, basically.
Countries already do.
Yeah.
They're just
I mean, they're going to
behind.
Yeah, like passports, licenses, everything legally. That's going to be your sovereign identity.
Yeah, like the SBT we saw like last week or week before we spoke about the soul-bound tokens, and we can see how that. So it's not just one thing that's going to make change the world. I think it's going to be like few of these emerging technologies come together, going to create this amazing platforms. You can't just have internet and things works. No, you have internet. You need online payment gateways, and you have to have encryption so that you can enter a credit card. You need all of that. Just because the internet, you can't just that's just one catalyst, but it's like multiple technologies come together. So I feel like we got the smart contract with the blockchain, and then we got people who got the identity like a key, like a one like single password, but doesn't have to remember the password. It almost carries with them. I know this like a chip on your hand. Biometric, right? I love that chip in my head. Just scan it like tap and go. Right. Right. So I don't know, but I think I have a feeling with AI coming to it as well. I think a lot of that stuff will come in, together will make a huge difference. And I think, just talking about AI, sorry to take this on a different thing. How would AI impact legal? We don't need any lawyers in this feature.
I actually watched a video on this the other day from one of my favorite men, Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
And they done a study.
Mm-hmm.
They had a group of lawyers together and had these documents, and then had the AI, and then had lawyers that used the AI, and the lawyers that didn't use the AI got like 80%. The AI got 96%, and the lawyers that used the AI got like 87.
What?
No.
97. You mean like a little bit more than?
Yeah. Less than the AI.
Less than the AI.
Yeah. Oh. And it was because you can process that information a lot quicker and summarize it and use it to digest a lot of that information. It was quite a complex task. So I'll share the video with you after.
I think I'd be fine with my lawyer using the AI as a tool, but I don't know that I want the AI representing me. I would still want someone there.
I don't know. Can I change its voice to Darth Vader or something?
So I'm confused. So did the AI get higher than the lawyers that use the AI?
The AI got the highest. The lawyers that use the AI got higher, and the lawyers that didn't use the AI got the least.
Would that not indicate that the lawyers are then stifling the AI?
What?
Well, there's actually law firms out there now. One we looked at a while ago where they're actually building, so you're not using ChatGPT exactly.
Oh, of course,
they're using their
own cases
model,
and what is out
their own
there.
model and feeding
Of
that.
course.
What do they call it?
I think that's
large.
Bar.
I think with machine learning, like one of the biggest use cases is going to be things like contract, any transactional thing where it's administrative or like it's just a repeat of things like every day people enter into commercial contracts for this, for that, sale of property, sale of a business, anything. Standard contracts, huge, so much use for AI and stuff. Yeah. I think outside of it, currently there's no technology that will add that human perspective in other matters that are based on merit and stuff. It can come close, but I played a game with ChatGPT, not a game, but I was asking it questions back and forth, and I was actually really surprised with its inability to have lateral thinking. And then I said, well, hold on, is that not correct if you do this and let it through? And it was like, and I screenshotted it just because it apologized to me and said, I correct myself. I was incorrect. You are right. And I'm like,
but could
bit
it
of a
be
win?
It was ChatGPT 3.5 and not 4.
4 is, I didn't like 4 at first, but in 4's getting really good, isn't it? Like it's not taking long.
I mean, with the Auto GPT, it's
I think it's like 0. Like if you look at 0 and you can log in your cards, you can log in your payroll, and you only need to see your accountant once a year if you want to. But you could lodge it yourself, but you're just to be safe, you go see your accountant to lodge it. Same thing with a lawyer. You wouldn't need a lawyer all the time for most cases, but when you need a barrister for certain things, or there's a big court, well, you still need that lawyer.
So just a thought to leave you on. So
Right.
what you're saying now, what you're saying is that the AI was not always correct. Is that right?
Yeah, here we go. What's going on?
No, I'm just saying. So, and the last thing it did was apologize to you and said that you were correct.
Yeah.
How do you know that it was right in that instance?
Sorry?
How do you know that
that I was
the bit
correct?
that was right, yeah.
Because we went through it. Like we went back
because
and
you
forth.
had the knowledge.
Yeah, I had the knowledge.
Validate.
But I even said, hold on, based on that logic, would that not mean, and gave it reading. And then it said, I've interpreted what you said and found that I was incorrect in the way I reached the answer, which I was really...
I don't think it's a surprise.
So you now train the robot.
Yeah.
So look, so anyone that has been using the ChatGPT to help you, you're welcome.
Yeah. I think it's like... I have a feeling it's like between IQ versus EQ.
Yeah.
And I think the ChatGPT is like AI will be really, it will bang on the IQ, right? It will just keep up. But it's the EQ, which is the gray area, which is being creative. I don't know. Maybe the ChatGPT, maybe 8 or maybe 6.5, maybe.
Well, actually, they've got a new AI language that they're building out.
That's right.
What was it, Craig? Mojo, which is 30,000 times faster than Python.
That's right.
And I forget who the guys are, but one of the founders designed the Apple operating system. And then the other guy's from somewhere else. So it's got a but that's going to be a game changer.
And
and
it will be speed, optimization, and the more knowledge you get into that. And I think that all comes into this. And I have a feeling the EQ will come through, but I don't know how it will be. I think at this moment, if anyone's scared of like, I'm going to lose my job and anything else, I think it's like, think AI, will give you a lot of your time back, right? And get you to be more creative and, really start spending time in the gray areas. So you might not have to work 8 hours a day. You might only work like maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, because I don't know how long you can be creative constantly for 8 hours. I think you can't be creative for 8 hours, right?
Well, I mean, the other thing is they've used it really successfully in terms of AI machine learning in the biometric sector. Like we said last night, that was a really big game changer for fraud and risk analysis, because now, and he did explain to me, every time you sign up with him in the terms and conditions, you have given them the right to use all of your emotions and your data and stuff and your biometric information. So when they do have a fraud committed and someone does something on the balance of probabilities and an assessment of who you are as a person, it'll be like, that's out of ordinary for them to do that, or that like it records your emotions and your psychology, which is terrifying.
Creepy.
And with saving time, I've got one of my child's her friend's father has been having to go through a whole heap of stuff and documentation and stuff for like 6 months, 8 months or something. Yeah. And I showed him ChatGPT. I think I was telling you when I was at the birthday.
Yeah, I think we should just keep the details.
But I showed him it, and I'm like, no, it's like this is the free version, but like there's the paid version too, ChatGPT 4. Yeah. And I spoke to him when my daughter had her award ceremony, and he ended up been able to spend time with his family over the holiday break that we just had because ChatGPT saved him all this time around that.
And that's important, right?
So yeah, he was like, "Thank you, man. Like, thank you for showing me." I'm like, "Hey, man, just the website."
Yeah, but again, this is not legal advice. Let's put it out there.
Yes.
No, it wasn't legal advice.
Yeah.
No.
Well, thank God, Charlie.
Right, and
No financial.
No financial, exactly. So I think that's an AI on a bit of a tangent, but I think with the blockchain, when it comes to contracts and even the timelines, because when it comes to legal, I believe like having those time slots and all that super important for tracking internal processes as well, right? And as much as external, we have to also remember like internal processes for these companies, so that again that can become for that organization valuable, super valuable.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's how the blockchain could really help when it comes to the legal sector as well. So I would say like we're closing into 1 hour or so, but on LinkedIn on the live, I'm sure that we only got about 10 minutes of 15 minutes.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Technology.
But again, we got the Instagram and TikTok. So
you can check us out there anytime.
100%.
I'd say this isn't going to happen again, but if it does, you can follow us there.
That's it. So on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us for today's podcast, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Guys.
See ya.
Guys.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Subscribe.